3,
Blast off.
2, 1. Welcome back to the Dangerzone. I'm here with Steve and Bobby. And before we kick this off, I just got a couple messages for you. The guys out here in California have been awesome getting these podcasts done. We've knocked out a couple now, thanks to George sitting down with me yesterday, Josh the day before that, and Steve out there with me trying to perfect this walk and talk. So
Fuck yeah.
make sure y'all look for those videos on YouTube. Speaking of which, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another episode. If you want to donate and support what I got going on here, the YouTube channel, the podcast, go over to my Patreon page and maybe sign up for a subscription. So there's that, and we got the Marine Raider Challenge coming up Saturday.
Hell yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah.
But I think that handles the news, dude. Let's get right into some stories here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So before we start, we're sitting down with a bunch of FMF Corpsman today,
Fuck yeah.
and we're going to have the Epic Corpsman Podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, bro.
So
Oh, shit.
we're sitting down with Bobby here,
There we go.
FMF Corpsman, tattooer. Let's dive into this story. We're going to get to the tattoo part, like, you know, what he did after war came his way, or he found war, and we'll work back to that. So,
Hell yeah.
Steve, why don't you set this one up?
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, man. I met you on the ship. I think it was like the 13th Mew.
Yeah.
A while ago, dude. It
Yeah,
feels like
2011.
forever ago, dude. And we sat on that ship with a weird mission, doing silly, stupid stuff.
Cutting
But
boxes.
just bringing food on the boat, I think. But yeah, man. I met you in the medical ward. I was going down there trying to get some notes signed by the DMO on the ship, and you know, because I needed his prescription rights right on the ship, because I wasn't gonna do all that. But anyways, I'd see Bobby in there just talking shit, dude, hanging out with the dudes. So I'd go down there and we'd just talk shit. And he told me this story about when he was in Afghanistan, just months before the deployment. He did back-to-back deployments, and this was like his R&R was on this ship on another deployment. Tells me this crazy story about him up in what mountains were you in?
I was up in Kunar province, but I was up in the Korangal, Pesh River Valley, going all the way out to Chapadar.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I was over at Camp Wright, which Sadabad.
Okay, cool.
And you were on what is that? IA billet?
Yeah, I was on an IA billet. Took year duty out there. Deployed with the Army. Basically, just you get put on rent to the Army, and they're just like, we don't know what the fuck you are. And then the Navy, they just don't even give a shit. They're just like, yeah, you're property of the Army for a year.
Bro, what were you doing when they said that this might be an option for you?
I just wanted to get in the fight, man.
Yeah, but where were you at? Were you at like a hospital? Were you
Yeah,
at
I
a
was
clinic?
at Bethesda, the President's Hospital. I was working internal medicine, running
Dang.
7 different clinics out there.
Dude, that's gangsters.
Yeah,
So they had a request with the Army. You didn't even know these dudes from anything,
Nothing.
and you're just
They
like, I
just-
volunteer to roll out with whoever's rolling out.
Yeah.
just 'cause
I
gotta be
wanted to
there.
go.
That's
Yeah.
dope,
Lord.
dude.
They
Yeah.
just said,
Yeah.
you can go to Iraq, you can go to Afghanistan. I was just like, well, you know what? I knew Afghanistan was really quiet, but at the same time, I followed it, you know, because dudes are out there fucking risking their lives every day.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go out there and hump it and fucking try and just do my job.
Well, I think this is like perfect for like my view on your time in the military is you making it your time, like not letting it, you know, dictate your service or whatever, or what you end up doing. It's like all these guys who complain about not finding their way on deployments somehow in 15, 20 years of war. But yet there's things out there that you can do, like volunteer for an IA billet just to get to fucking war, like you did.
Which is
That's
so dope.
that's making a move.
Yeah.
That's taking control of your life
Yeah, for
and
sure.
in your military career, because your military career is just a part of your life, and it's just something else for you. You can dictate. You can
It's a
take
chapter,
the steps.
dude.
Yeah.
It's just
So
a
these
chapter.
people are like, well, I got recruited. You know, I was made aviation ammo loader or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and that's their excuse to not get to combat. Sorry, dude. There was ways around that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not buying it. Now,
Oh, yeah.
now, I'm not saying it's bad either. Like, still serving in the military, and let's say you didn't see combat. Let's say you didn't even, like, you know, deploy to Afghanistan, Iraq,
Still
or
put your
anything.
hand up.
Guess what? That's still something to be proud of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't, you're just lying to yourself when you say, I didn't do these things because of A, B, and C. You know, I was dealt these cards, you know? Some people are dealt those cards and they do something with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure, dude. Yeah.
I mean, tell me if I'm off base here.
No, I mean, I agree. But it doesn't always have to be everyone's dream to fulfill that role either.
Yeah.
You know, like war's not everything. So, you know, everyone fulfills their role in the time. It doesn't take anything away from them. That's it, and they serve proudly, dude. Give it up to them, dude. You know, I'll shake their hand for sure. But what was,
Absolutely.
Yeah, what were you doing up there with this Army billet? Like, who'd you check in with?
Yeah, so I checked in with the ECRC down at 32nd Street, and then they send you out to whatever unit you're with, and we arrived over at Camp Atterbury in Indiana. Yeah.
I don't think there's a naval base out there.
So we just meet up with our cav units. They all got dispersed, which was kind of weird because they're mostly tanker guys and stuff, but it was cool because a lot of them were prior Marines, or they just had an interest in wanting to do ground tactics, so they were actually like proficient as all hell. They came into that with all business.
Oh yeah, they knew they were going to Afghanistan.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. There's some guys
like,
that take that
this
shit
is real.
lightly. You know, like they're like, oh, you know, we're just tankers. We're just gonna do our like ride around. But no,
Yeah.
these guys were like, no, we're gonna fucking hunt down these motherfuckers. We're gonna sit there and lay down some fucking fire, and we're gonna do what we have to do. We're gonna kick ass, take things, and fucking
Hell yeah.
let them know that we're fucking U.S. military.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
You
dude.
know?
I think people get it twisted sometimes and don't realize that being a grunt, like,
It's a fucking spot, dude.
you're whooping it on. Like, those
Yeah.
dudes are getting after it. Anybody who thinks otherwise is not, like, just doesn't have the experience. Like,
Dude, the front
there's
lines, the front
special
lines aren't
operations
manned.
teams
Yeah.
that aren't seeing anything.
Exactly, dude. The front lines aren't manned by
Yeah.
soft members,
Yeah.
dude. They're manned by grunts, man.
But
Well, I'm just saying, man, like, you know, I'm sure it's like this in other parts of the country, but when I say this about Kunar, man, it is 100% lives up to its reputation of its past, of going back centuries of
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
armies.
Dude, I believe it.
Like, these motherfuckers know out there, and they love to fucking fight. So, like, you don't have to be, you know, not to say, like, your guys, you know, status, but, you know, even the baseline fucking clerk, you're out there, you're fucking getting shit slammed at you.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I can only imagine.
Yeah,
dude.
Kunar just fucking sucks. And the Korangal is just hell.
Yeah, I've seen that documentary, dude. If that documentary doesn't do something to you, then
yeah.
I don't want to be friends with you for real. 'cause-
What's it called? Restrepo?
yeah, Restrepo,
Yeah.
man, it's a deep movie. That's
And
Sebastian
the dude-
Younger's
yeah,
movie, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that dude's a gangster too,
He's
dude.
he's
In
on
Hetherington,
point with
too.
Yeah.
He actually bought it over in
he's on point
in
with the
Libya.
tribalism stuff. and
Dude,
just
That's it to a T.
transition.
Yeah, you couldn't put that into words. You watch Restrepo, that's it. You can't put it in words.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah. I came back from Afghanistan. That's like the first thing I watched. It's kind of funny. Like, just brought me back because that's how good it was. It was just like, I was like,
It was raw, bro.
It-
somebody
it's
wants,
right there,
yeah,
you
somebody
know?
wants to
Yeah.
know what it's like to, like, be as close to that. You know, maybe we can get somebody out there with virtual reality now.
Yeah.
Like, guys start wearing virtual reality cameras, so now we can just immerse people into their.
360
Yeah.
GoPros,
I mean, even
dude,
even
in
their
war.
cook was out there fucking, you know, just
Oh,
having to go in.
I had a cook that tried to get in on a patient treatment.
What? Oh, you just try to jump in and help out?
Oh, dude. So remember that dude that cracked the mortar tube off on his leg?
Oh, yeah.
Which, hey, dude, if you're out there, I'm still wondering if you're okay. If anybody knows that, because I like.
Yeah, that's a
I wa- I
badass
wanna-
story.
I
I
wanna-
heard
I
he
wanna-
took it like a G, dude.
I want to sit down with him, and I want to hear if he's doing all right. Anyways,
Plenty of
dude
people
got
like that.
mortar tube through his leg,
Yeah.
impaled, and
It's a crazy story.
we're treating him. And the other IDC that was with me goes, "Hey, somebody get me something to cut off his pant leg, like a trauma shears or something."
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And the cook standing in the kind of outer circle of the street. You know, it's just basically me and the IDC, and then people like kind of standing within arm's reach to be ready to do stuff. This was this cook's shining moment, dude. It was like, he's like, I'm needed not just for like food, but an actual like situation. And he goes, what he heard is, somebody get me something to cut off this leg. And he's like, I have something that can cut off legs. And he proceeds to sprint over to the kitchen and grab the biggest butcher knife the military issues or that we bought off the market, and commences to running back over to the patient treatment. You know, you've been on a patient, you're just like digging in it. And next thing you know, in our periffs is shoved this huge fuck off butcher knife just into the whole situation.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? He's like, I got something to cut off his leg. We're like,
build a butcher.
Get that shit out of here, dude. What are you doing? And he like, dude, he was crushed. Like, you could just tell he's like, that was my shining moment,
was it, dude.
I was going to get this leg off. Like,
they said bring ammo. I brought ammo. It was the wrong ammo.
Yeah.
Damn, I suck again.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, but sounds like, so back to your story, dude. The cooks are whooping it up in the Korangal.
Yeah, out there.
I mean,
my fault was a little different, but yeah, I mean, out there it was called the Wild Wild West when I first showed up. My turnover deal was this too, right? I got off the 47. They walked me around the perimeter. Fucking H1 is just like, all right, here's your room, here's your radio, I'll see you. And that was it.
Damn.
And I got fucking a major who was a PA. He stuck around and he showed me the ropes a little bit, but like my very next day was fucking intense. I got thrown in a fucking mass casualty right away.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many patients, dude?
We had 3 patients. They came in. Fucking RPG came in right to the front of a Humvee. Fucking blew up. Fragments to the fucking A driver. The halon system went off as well. And so he inhaled all of that. And anyway, so he started to sit there and talk, and I got thrown right on him because fucking sergeant boy, fucking rat ass chick, she was just like, new guy, step up to the plate right away. Yeah. And we're all right. Sit there and hook up all the vital signs. We're sitting there dealing with them, talking with them, waiting for any other kind of instruction because I had no other injuries other than just a couple fragments. And we're like, all right, put on the pull socks, and we're watching them. We're sitting there going right from 98, 94, fucking 91, 88. We're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this guy is crashing right here just with his pull socks, his respiratory rate and everything else fine. And then we find out that he ingested and inhaled all the halon. So fucking MO and the doctor sit there and show up, and they sit there and start to intubate him. He's just like, hey, I trust you guys.
Damn, bro.
I just want to go home and see my little girl, so I just trust you guys. And doc's sitting there trying to intubate him. Sit there and collapse so bad that he couldn't even intubate him. We sit there and the watch sit there and dude hold on barely until the fucking bird sit there and showed up and try and get him back. But it was too late. First dude I sit there and treated fucking died right in my fucking arms.
Holy shit.
Damn, dude. So, bro, for those people, dude, for those people that don't know what a FMF Corpsman is or whatever, just like to build like just the situation a little bit more. Like, what did you do? Did you just join the Navy and were you gonna be a corpsman from the get go, a medic? Like, what drew you to that point?
Well, my grandfather, he was a Marine. He got drafted in Korea.
Hell yeah.
And he's been like my role model in my life. I mean, the guy was straight, smooth, everywhere you went. Everyone respected him. He always gave respect. He was like the stand-up guy, never cheated on his wife. He adored her. And so he always meant the world to me. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. And he's like, don't. He was join the Navy, get an education. So I was like, all right. So I joined the Navy. And because in Philly, I was just being a fucking dumb kid. And when they first fucking bring in the jobs that you qualify for, they're like, oh, yeah, we want you to be a PS. I was like, fucking what the hell is that, dude? Personal?
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, it's a personal.
I had to guess.
Some fucking dude behind the desk being a paper push. I was like, fuck no, man. Hell no. And then he comes back, wants me to be a CT, a crypto tech. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with that? He's like, yo, you can interpret shit to United Nations. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not fucking retarded, man. You know how I have a fucking position that's got to be in the entire fucking military? I ain't going to be fucking doing that shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, what do you want? I was just like, I don't know. Give me a fucking list of all the jobs I qualify for. And I was like, what the hell is this corpsman shit? He's like, oh, it's medical field. I was like, yeah. He goes, why do you want to be in the medical field? I was like, well, my father always told me, you're born, you're going to die, and in between, you're going to be sick. You know, you make a fucking profession, sit there until you die. You know? So I was like, all right, I can do that in the Navy. I can do that out of the Navy. I'll be set up for a fucking life. I can have a career. I can do something to help people instead of fucking be the piece of shit I was, just mugging motherfuckers and, you know, robbing people for rent money. So, they were like, all right, yeah, you can go with the Marines, though. I was like, I don't fucking care. What does that do? They're like, yeah, fucking the guys that get shot, you have to go out there and get them. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. You know, like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, man. It's a 5-year commitment. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm here. Like, that's why I'm fucking here. Just put me wherever the fuck I want to go and do what I want to do. And so I signed the paperwork, and then I was supposed to go into the debt program till like September. Well, I was like, and this is in January. I went into the recruiting office, and he's like, man, I was just getting drunk every single fucking night. Like, I'm going to the fucking Navy. Woo, it's every last night. It's party till I'm gone. And I was like, yo, this is getting too fucking wild. So I was like, let's go now. And recruiter's like, really, you want to go now? I was like, yeah, I want to just fucking get in. I mean, there's people getting hurt over in fucking Afghanistan, Iraq. I'm here partying every single fucking day. This is fucking pointless. This is why I signed up, to try and make a difference in my life and try and help serve other people.
Yeah.
And so the guy's like, all right, cool. Sit there and fucking push the paperwork. And I got pushed in. And then Corps school and everything else like that, I got in trouble down there at Corps school. And then
That was in Great Lakes, yeah?
Yeah.
Chicago. I like Chicago, dude.
Yeah.
What a cool spot.
And then
They're patriotic for sure.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold, but they support the Navy, dude.
Yeah, when you walk outside and your eyelids are freezing together, it's like...
Yeah, shoveling snow.
Yeah, I went in during the summer when it was fucking humid as shit, and then come out during wintertime when it's fucking your balls are up in your stomach.
Yeah.
You know, you can all be outside for 15 minutes at a time. You know, dressed in the fucking parkas and everything. It was like that, fucking doing roving watch for fucking Great Lakes, like some shit, you know, beat you in the fucking head. But yeah, I wanted to try and get greenside orders right away. I was like, yo, man, I want to go First Marine Division. That's where my grandfather was at.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best, dude.
He was with 1-1. I just wanted to
dude.
fucking go right where he was and step in the same footsteps as him. And then they're like, yeah, we don't have any greenside orders. I was like, fuck, man. Well, where at? Like, well, we have like Bethesda Naval Hospital. I was like, well, where's that? And they're like, Maryland. I was like, all right, well, that's 2 hours from Philly. At least I can go home all the time, save some leave. I can do cash out, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'll go there. It's President's Hospital. I'm sure I can fucking volunteer and fucking make connections with high-ranking people and meet people and shit like that and see the bigger side of the puzzle.
You were already thinking that at that point?
Yeah.
Because I was retarded at that point.
Oh, no, man,
I was just doing pull-ups just to make it.
I mean, I partied hard, like every single fucking night, but at the same time, I would just wake up and, I mean, me and my buddies, I was roommate was 2 other corpsmen.
Hell yeah.
And every single night we would sit there and just wake up and fucking pop IVs in each other on the car ride into work, fucking socking on oxygen as soon as we got into work. And, you know, we would just, all right.
Yeah.
And the docs, they knew about it. They're like, man, you know, you smell booze and stuff like that, but you, like, have a rapport with the patient. You go the extra mile. You'll fucking run up the stairs instead of just walk, you know? Like, you fucking run with a purpose to make sure people are good. I was like, yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, this is our job. I mean, if I'm not going to be downrange, I might as well be able to make some fucking dude who went to fucking Korea, went to Vietnam, feel fucking like they deserve the care that they deserve.
Hell yeah, that's badass,
you know?
dude.
Yeah.
So they would always be like, you know, oh, you can call this person by their last name. I was like, no, what was their fucking rank, man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call their fucking rank because they deserve that shit.
That's cool,
You know?
dude. Yeah, that's cool.
And so then I got like promoted all up the chains pretty quickly to 3rd class, and then they just put me in charge of a whole bunch of positions, and that's when they offered the IA for my 9-month window. I was like, let's just go to the fight. And I guess that's kind of like the long short
Yeah,
story
dude.
of how I got there.
Bring out that orc horn or whatever the Vikings are always just blaring on. Yeah. Yeah.
Get to the
What
fight.
do you think the war horn would be now? Some Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar just comes out and starts dropping shit and people are getting ready, you think?
I mean, it's got to be some kind of robot drum.
You think it's going to be?
Like, boom, boom.
No
Get
way.
to the fight.
No, we have Skrillex. We have all these things
Get
now,
to
dude.
the fight.
Nah.
I was never into that kind of stuff, man.
People.
My war anthem would be something probably from Blood for Blood.
Yeah.
It's raining blood.
Some Slayer, yeah. Some Slayer.
It's
Yeah, this is gonna get demonetized just because I sang that lyric, dude.
That beep bomb song, yeah, for sure. That's it.
YouTube's gonna be like, "Blay."
The aliens are like, nope, stop this truth, dude. He's too woke. He's too woke doing that. He knew better.
Yeah, dude. Korangal Valley. It's not really.
It's crazy, dude. So he's just sitting here at this hospital seeing people getting all the way at the 3rd level of treatment of care from theater, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, he's just pulling them in.
Yeah, I was on the command medevac team. I volunteered for that duty too.
Yeah.
We could see guys 8 hours right out of the fight.
Yeah.
And you're taking them right off the bird, bringing them in.
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
I remember seeing the SEAL chief sit there and shot 18 fucking times, dude. And then within a week, he was fucking walking around.
That's awesome.
Dude was fucking.
Yeah, for sure,
money.
dude. Gangster dude,
You know?
man.
And that's where I start to think like, on a spiritual level, I'm starting to lean towards, everything is God, or we all are, and I think we have ways of manifesting like superhuman qualities because we are godlike. And so like that translates to dudes getting shot 18 times and not dying.
Yeah,
my
for
brother
sure.
burning alive, getting blown out of
A
truck,
Humvee,
and
yeah.
to just walk away from it.
Yeah. Exactly,
like
dude.
It's crazy, and it's it's blew my mind when I was over there, and you can see how much the human body can endure, and the human spirit.
well,
And I can see how you can collapse from it too, and just
yeah.
become a certain way.
aside from all that stuff I just said, like it is just a testament to like the human body, the human spirit, like whatever it is that's behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's cool that humans are capable of this next level
Yeah.
of like survival.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy, dude. It's true. It's like that statistic, like the 33% rule.
Yeah.
Like 33% are going to die no matter what you do. No matter what you do. Even if you show up right after it happens, they're done, right?
Yeah, yep.
33% are going to live no matter what you do. They're just going to live like beyond like physics and everything else. Like biology, they're going to survive.
like that tanker, Jacob that I know, my Denmark buddy,
Oh, dude, thank you.
shot a bunch of times. He was dead for like 3 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
And they brought him back to life.
Then that last 33% is the ones like if you get there and do the right thing at the right time, you can save them.
My
But there's something about that 33% that survives no matter what, bro. That gets glossed over. You know,
Yeah.
they have that. I bet they have some mentality, dude, that just drives them. They can't be fucking conquered.
I think I'm gonna write a book about how I think it's tied to strong will, like the power of willpower, basically. Like that, there's actually something to it. Just willing things into being, like just manifesting it by sheer willpower. Like I'm not gonna die because I'm invincible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Douse me in fire.
and just like sheer willpower.
I'm gonna
like,
walk
no,
out of it.
Not gonna die. Like
Yeah.
that's. I think there's something to it, and I'm not saying it happens every time, but I think some people just have that. Like,
Yeah, like that resiliency, dude.
Yep.
Resiliency is a crazy thing, man.
Well, it's funny you say because like just the other day I was thinking back because on March 10th is when it's going to be 9 years since I've been back, and I was thinking about like why you were talking about the podcast and all everything, like why I went there, and I always felt like I kind of had more of a death wish, just thinking like you know what, I've been such a piece of shit my whole fucking life, I want to really make up for it, and I just went there and I was like I'm gonna go. And when I thought, hey, I was taking orders finally, I felt like, all right, this is gonna be it. Let me just go down, at least fucking saving as many people as I fucking possibly can.
Yeah.
So Bobby, would you say it wouldn't matter of like how you were gonna do it? You just knew why you were gonna do it. So
Yeah.
no matter what you had to do, you just did it, right?
Yeah.
You just stepped up, dude.
Yeah.
He didn't know how he was gonna do it. He just
No,
stepped up,
I had a great,
but he knew why. You know?
Yeah, I had a great leadership out there, and people I worked with, man, everyone set the bar so high.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone pushed each other, and no one took it lightly, and that was the best part about it. Because, you know, I mean, there was the administrative side that always fucks everything up, but the people that was working that, and especially in the BAS, like my PA was pushing us to be like little mini PAs. We were fucking reporting and being in surgeries, and docs were like, "You guys are medics?" And we're like, "No, we're corpsmen." And fucking, there was like, "Wow, we're really impressed." I was like, well, "Okay, thank you, sir. We're just like on to the next dude. Like, let's get past the fucking pleasantries. Let's just get to the next fucking dude right now." And they're like, "All right, yeah, cool." Like, they would get to the point letting you suture up fucking kids' faces and shit, and they didn't fucking care.
Yeah, it was like that scene in what scene was it? Tears of the Sun. They bust in to liberate that like missionary lady that's there helping them in some African country, right? He busts in. There's Bruce Willis is trying to get them all out of there before the guerrillas show up and kill them all. It's a small like SEAL team. It's pretty tactically sound too, man. On the RNS side, I like that movie. But anyways, they conduct SEALs and stuff. You know, if someone conducts SEALs, you're like, all right, man. That's something that gets glossed over immediately and everything. But anyways,
plus I love Bruce Willis.
I mean, he's a beautiful man. That's why when I go bald, I'm just gonna shave it, dude. Just go Bruce Willis. But anyways,
I told you I'm going Hulk Hogan, dude. I just gotta get that in there.
Just Donald Trump it, dog. Just keep it going. Just comb your beard over your head.
Yeah,
dude.
just get a huge flop. Just take some of this mullet.
That's so gangster, dude.
Yeah.
If your hair just falls on the top from all your testosterone, your like dope beard, you could just comb it over and everyone just respects it.
Confidence and just like, dude, works every time. But no, seriously, on a serious note, I got a bunch of would-be corpsmen or corpsmen thinking about going SARC and stuff like that listen to my stuff. And
no kidding.
If you're tuning in and you're a corpsman, listen to what is being said. Not all the jokey joke stuff. I mean, that's funny. Get your laugh out of it. But Bobby's laying down some knowledge on if you do want to be that guy who gets in the fight, you know, takes charge of your life and your time in the military, he's laying down a blueprint that you could like try and replicate. I mean, it's going to take you doing it in your own way, but it's a good example.
It's just having that wire.
I don't know. I never thought I was a good example. I just tried to fucking.
I'm just saying, people ask me all the time. I get messages constantly online about like, what, you know, blah blah blah. What about SARCs, this and that, and corpsmen just in general. And like, a lot of them are like, you know, why the like how do I like mindset questions, like how do you have basically the mindset to do like get there and like be in combat and actually like work on dudes and like do the job, you know? And that's what they're interested in. Like how do you, you know, they haven't had the life experience to give them that yet, so they're just like, it's just a question they have in their mind, you know?
I just try to look at it as opportunities, man.
Yeah.
You know, when I was at Bethesda, like, to prepare for it, because I knew after Bethesda, I knew eventually I'd get to choose orders. You know, it's only, and I didn't take 3-year orders. I took 2 years. So I was like, 2 years, nothing, man. And, but while I was at the hospital, I was like, all right, I can go volunteer up on 5Es. You know, I can go work in this fucking burn unit. I can go fucking work in the geriatric. I can work in the ICU and volunteer on my fucking days off. And it was great, too, because I sit there and meet, like, all fucking Navy lieutenant, like, ensigns and shit like that and bang them all.
But you know what he's saying, though, right now, though? Yeah. He's pretty much telling us right now the universe set him up for that moment when he's in that mass cast in the fucking Afghanistan the next day, dude. It sounds like it, huh? He's walking this line that's setting him up for that very moment, you know? That's dope, dude.
I disagree, Steve. I think
you don't think so.
You know, I think a lot of it comes back to you having that willpower and drive brought you there. It's not necessarily the universe.
I'm not taking away from him. I'm saying it's ironic that all those cards fell into place.
Everything kind of fell.
He couldn't.
But it worked. Like it worked out for him, and I think it's like a testament to his character and everything.
Yeah.
But I think people are presented with these moments on a regular basis in their life on different levels, right? And some
They just
people
pick their path,
some
huh?
people crash in those moments. Other people succeed. You know,
True.
through adversity. So,
That's true.
which
It's true, dude.
I just,
when it
I don't know, man. Just there's people that run from bullets and there's people that run to it, and I just feel like I'd rather be on the side that runs to it.
yeah.
You know, stand up for the little guy. I'm from Philly, where we just sit there and believe in hard work. You know, success only comes before work in the dictionary.
Yeah.
So get the fucking work. And that's how I've just been beaten in my whole life, and I just feel that's the way it is. I mean, Rocky.
Yeah.
He really is a true symbol of like what my lifestyle I feel is like.
Dude, Stallone's a cool story together, dude.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude, man.
He actually went to school like right up the street from me.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He actually got
Stallone's
kicked out for fighting, and that's why he wears the colors, yellow and black.
Oh, really?
Black and gold, and then has Lincoln High School playing in the band.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding? Cool, dude. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
grew
just
up
what I
watching
felt like that,
Rambo,
you know?
like, and then acting it out in my backyard, dude. Just
I mean, come
Lighting arrows on fire.
Okay, here's something I've been thinking about lately. How much did our '80s kids movies help prepare us for combat?
Yeah.
Like
Wolverines,
to go in, just be like, you know, our whole lives growing up, just being like, I want to be like Arnold, like just holding the machine gun, you know, like
Yeah.
and
Home
they're-
Alone,
they're,
dude.
They're never running from the fire.
I'm
or
saying
like
Red Dawn.
cowering or whatever. Or Red Dawn,
man, when
yeah.
you're actually a kid shooting fucking commies, like,
Yeah.
yeah, go America.
Red Dawn, Apocalypse Now,
Yeah.
not Jarhead, but like
Great movie. Though.
what was the other Marine one?
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Full Metal
Oh,
Jacket.
yeah, that one's dope. It did, dude. It did set you up.
Watching Braveheart and watching Mel
Heartbreak Ridge.
Gibson just like stick some axe, you know, point into some dude's skull and just,
Bro, that was such a dope movie.
you know, we just grow up and now it's like it's all about it's too like violent or whatever.
Nah.
But dude, that just it's just like it's like so what is that subliminal or what do you call that when they're trying to convince you of something with like propaganda?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically like our generation's propaganda that like helped be a part of like this warrior culture or whatever that joined during the OEF.
You think they're that well thought out, dude?
We're just like, America.
You think they use psyops against American citizens? Daniel the Barbarian?
You don't think they
I'm
don't?
saying whatever they did, if they did.
You support the fuck out of it,
Yeah,
right?
it worked
it's
for me.
freedom.
Yeah,
Yep.
it worked for me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so I just
I'll
want to make
just
sure
shit
we're all
up.
on the same page there.
Yeah, I believe
We love the NSA.
you should. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're patriots, dude.
They're dope, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people that gotta understand that. You know, that's the thing with people in America or just globally. They live within their social bubble. They don't know what it's like to live on the other side of the country and understand what a neighborhood's like in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn from here. You know, they don't know the upbringing, the life, and what it's like. Everyone piled on top of each other, let alone what it's like for some fucking dude in Indonesia, you know, or what it's like in Djibouti.
Yeah.
You know, people are all fucking crazy. So there's motherfuckers that need to be out there and keep everyone in check. And I say out there, I'm sure they're out there fucking doing their job and keeping everyone in line.
That's a unique point there that he's making, dude. Just people stacked on top of each other, like just pushing them in, dude. You're just surrounded by other people.
Well,
there's like so much tension and like potential energy just crashing in these like cities and these like.
I'm saying like
Yeah.
the design of countries and why there's conflict and everything like that. Like, I feel like countries and the leadership, they all have their people under control. I mean, that's government. And they're able to manifest what people's perceptions are of the outside world in order to go along with their agenda. And it's in for the betterment of our country. And people, you know, I don't think understand the grander scheme of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Until you start to see it from like nation building aspects and talking from different aspects.
Yeah, like North Korea right now. Like
Yeah.
people.
Even just in
I could
Afghanistan.
I could list off 100 reasons why we should go to North Korea right now and defeat them. And it's usually a lot about like propaganda type stuff. Like, oh, the North Korean people, they're slaves, they're getting executed. It's like presenting all this stuff like, hey, look, this is why we should go to North Korea. But let's be on the real side. Just think strategy. If we have a war in North Korea, what do we do in every place we go to war? We build a base, right? Just so happens North Korea borders with China and Russia.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Like, how advantageous would it be for us to just, okay, let's get North Korea done before this carries on for another years. We actually need to think strategically and position ourselves against Russia and China. And the way to do that is just to wipe this little bug off the map.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's what you're alluding to. Like, sometimes it's worth it for the benefit of the nation, you know? Like, and it may take that propaganda to, like, get us there, you know?
So you think we should go to war with North Korea, Daniel the Barbarian?
Yes, but not for the reasons they're telling you.
Yeah.
Bro.
Mine are like selfish. It's like
so
I just
weird.
want to collect into your necklace.
because I know dudes that are like just itching to go. Like, let's go. You know, like let's fucking do this because it would be epic. Epic proportions, dude. Could you
Yeah.
imagine skiing and shooting? Just like I grew up skiing, dude. It would just be post
me,
up
dude.
on a nice, you know, slider. You just catch gnar, dude. And you're just like, pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or skiing with the 240, just like.
I'd
Dude.
Indian to myself, dude.
Hearing the stories from my grandfather,
Ugh.
Korea is a fucking hell.
Yeah,
And I'm sure it would be the same thing again.
Yeah,
Because it would just be I don't think they have the logistics to hold up long term, really. Like, they have a fucking huge number, and they would just send wave and wave of fucking people.
Who them?
Yeah.
yeah.
But, like,
But
yeah, you
don't-
would get some, but it would be a fucking...
But bro,
Boom, boom.
they've been sleeping
They've
since
been
the Korean
starving.
War,
Yeah.
and we've been honing our swords.
Oh,
dog.
yeah, no.
We've been honing our act, dude.
If you watch-
We got our
fuck
profession
If you
down.
watch their propaganda
But just
videos,
think about the
there's
mass amount of people, though, within Seoul. Like, just the bombardment that it would get initially. Like, it sucks.
Oh, dude.
You would just be like, I mean, to me, it fueled the fire. It's like, yo, because they're cowards. They
Yeah.
would fucking fire on innocent civilians to go and show the world their might.
Yeah.
And then they would fucking lose.
Yeah.
Because we're just like, all right, we're going to fucking.
But it's.
You poked the fucking beast. Now we're going to come beat your ass.
You're right, dude. It's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, they're
like,
gonna
it's
crack
not,
a
it's
bunch
not
of it.
gonna be clean,
No.
No, but you're going to go
Yeah.
up there and really fucking knock them in the teeth.
dude.
And I'm all for it because
Yeah.
that motherfucker needs to go.
Yeah, fuck them. So number one reason is just for my homies and hopefully me. Hopefully I can find a way to volunteer and go over in some capacity.
I'll wave my fucking.
As a journalist, bro,
Yes, take
get
the
a journal
podcast.
pass. Yeah, get a journal
Hey,
pass.
hey,
You
write-
fly out to our
Write in
fob.
the comments. We got a poll going. Should we take if we go to war with North Korea? Should I set up a combat zone podcast
yeah.
with the Danger Zone?
Yep.
Write down in the
You should,
comments
dude.
below. Yes, fuck yes, or no. All right,
Bro, Vice can't have it all, dude.
Yeah.
Vice can't have it all.
Yeah.
You
I
got
would
this
waive
shit.
my medical
The Dangerzone,
fucking issues
yeah.
and just go. I
Yeah.
would try and
All
get
right.
back in too.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. Yep.
Something like that.
I found my calling.
Who else is set up for that than you, Dan? Who else is set up for that?
So I'm here on the front lines.
You're like, I'm on security right now.
Everybody's like like down, and I'm like getting up there like, all right, hey guys, if we move over there, we can shoot him. Like, all right, so I'm here on the front lines.
Your 360
Yeah.
GoPro on your head, dude.
Check out this dude we just murked right here. Like,
No,
this
that
dude's
that
dead
gets
as
you
fuck.
pulled from YouTube, dude. You don't want that. But you know
Yeah.
everything up to that.
No, you just throw a lot of blurring. You'll have my
Yeah.
commentary, which is like huge, like the whole screen's just blurred out
Yeah.
because there's so much savagery going on.
It could be crazy, dude.
Oh, boy.
You know, I could see you doing that, bro. That'd be cool.
Trump, this is my application to be your personal war correspondent. We're going
Hell
to
yeah.
Daniel the Barbarian. He's like in the address. He's like, we're going to Daniel the Barbarian live in North Korea. Live feed across
Yeah.
the nation, dude.
You're sitting behind this radiation shield that's just getting blasted
Yeah.
by the nuke pressure.
So I got a nuke going off behind me right now. I'm pretty sure I'm within the blast zone, but I'm going to keep reporting. So looks like we got a pretty sweet mushroom cloud coming up. It's about...
No, you just follow your training.
Yeah,
head down towards the blast with your
on top of your rifle,
arms.
so it doesn't fly away in the
Yeah,
blast.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
still defend yourself.
You're good.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
good.
that blast wave was pretty intense, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Imagine you took that like a champ. That like, yeah, okay.
People get concussions, dude, and they're like, you know, they fucking took nuclear blasts to their heads, and they're just like, we got to rebuild America. They just came back and rebuilt America, dude.
Those videos of all the soldiers in the trenches taking like the test blast where it's like going over their heads and stuff.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been good, dude.
Oh, man. It's horrible. It's horrible, dude.
You know what I was talking about earlier, the whole control aspect, everything, like what I was doing over there.
Yeah.
Like we're building an entire nation. You have to try and convince people to buy into an ideology because you're trying to do it through a generational war. Like I knew while we're there, it wasn't going to be solved just within our time. But we were given a mission in order to try and improve relations, build fucking aspects, hiring, firing like the correct people in order to get the access of care there. So guys who are actually out there on Restrepo every single fucking day, or out in like Firebase Vegas, or out in Chapadora Camp Blessing, you know, they're getting fucking mortared every other fucking day. It's like at least their shit can start to decrease a bit, because eventually you can sit there and gain this population into your way of thinking through your actual actions. But you have to go in there with more tenacity, in my opinion. But
you're hitting the nail on the head, dude. I mean, the problem is it is a long-term game, and unfortunately our deployment cycles don't lend to that. You can't be changing out personnel every 9 months, 6 months, 10 months, 12 months, whatever it is. It's just not long enough.
No.
You need commanders staying in country until the job's done, and so they know what the hell's going on. You can respond to positive changes like that in the village and not go, oh, let's just go stir the shit up. Like after we're getting some success, new commander comes in, he's like, oh, you know what, we need to change something, because he needs a bullet to put on his resume so he can get his job at the Pentagon.
exactly.
So we're just going to stir shit up, even though it's working. Like, well, you guys are doing great. I have to try and make myself look good on paper, so let's just send you here and fuck up the whole dynamic.
Right.
And
Make sure your sleeves are rolled down.
That's how I feel about most of the officer side of my IA tour. Like they looked at it more as a promotion rather than to get there and to like really do some serious shit.
yeah,
Like my CO in the middle of a fucking firefight passed up fucking the shit box to the gunner rather than a fucking box of ammo. He was in the back fucking snapping pictures and shit. Interrupted 9 lines. Like he was a fucking jerk off.
Dang, dude.
and dude,
He was one time in the middle of fucking AIDS. I was sitting there, you know, this guy's peppered all down his left arm with fucking fragments from an RPG. And I was sitting there just like scrubbing fucking iron on there, trying to clean the fucking wound. And little fragments were coming out. He's like, easy, easy. I was like, yo, like I gotta take care of this dude. It's gonna cause him a little bit of pain, but it's obviously gonna save his fucking life, you know, worrying about infection.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
No doubt.
and anytime someone fucking lost their life, he wasn't fucking down there.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me,
we
like-
said, some people.
And
Or just
I got to watch the previous commander.
Yeah.
And, like, he was there, like, you know, granted, I was there at Advon. So I was there for only, like, 2-3 weeks before everyone else started to show up. But every single time I was down in that FST, the fucking commander was down there fucking, hey, boys, don't worry. You're in good hands. You know, we're going to take care of you. And my fucking commander shows up, and he's sitting there taking pictures and fucking,
Yeah.
took his Kevlar off. He goes, and I was like, sir, can you put your Kevlar back on? Don't worry. Taliban won't shoot me in front of kids.
Oh. Wow, he sounds like a delight.
Yeah.
Him
Sir,
and I would have just
don't
been
stand next to that
best buds.
propane tank.
So, I mean,
I'm his
I
PSD,
think-
you know?
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
gotta be around that shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's
the
insane.
problem is that is so common across the board. Navy, Army, Air Force, let's say some coasties got into Afghanistan. Like, there's some people that just have the complete wrong mindset to be in a war zone, commanding troops, or, you know, being a part of that machine, because it happens even on the lower levels. Some people just get in the wrong mindset. Like, you are going to fucking war.
Yeah.
get in the right mindset. We're here to fucking win this motherfucker for our nation. And let's fucking get it done, but we're going to do it smartly. And we're not going to be worrying about haircuts and fucking all this other bullshit.
What? Trying to get some people
Saluting
killed.
on the fucking
Yeah.
fob,
Trying to
man.
get some people
Dude.
killed, man.
Or
No,
somebody-
seriously, they made us
somebody
try and
said-
fucking
but, like,
salute my officers on the fucking fob, dude. I
or
was like,
worrying,
no
if,
fucking way.
worrying if somebody's pumping some steroids so they can be better at fucking killing people. Like,
Oh shit!
So-
Science, Dan?
yeah,
Science,
so-
Daniel the Barbarian? Are you an
yeah.
advocate for science?
so
Fucking unleash rage.
I'm
and
yeah.
let these
Human
motherfuckers know. Mattis style.
optimization.
Like,
Yes.
hey, I'm here to work with you. I'm pleading with you. Like, I've
Yeah.
sit there and talked and sat with doctors and said shit like that. Like, you know, I remember in this fucking clinic, barking day, man. This dude wouldn't fucking move from one clinic right next door. And he just kept on fucking buying our time. Every single time we come out there, this fucking village team would sit there and shoot at us. 8 o'clock in the morning, fucking on the dot. And you fucking get out there, and this dude's sitting there just wasting your fucking time. You're just like, you know what, dude? You're gonna fucking move now. And like, never mind, I guess you didn't finish this one.
Why, man? You're on a roll.
Yeah.
Go, dog.
Nah,
Why?
it's because like, you sit there and get so fucking angry. I don't fucking care. I just sit there and got up in this dude's face and like, yo, you're gonna fucking move.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They moved eventually.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, dude. I feel you, bro.
But it just fucking frustrates you because these fucking people sit there and just take advantage of you non-fucking stop.
Well, yeah, man, and it's a compounding stress on you that you don't deserve in that hellish environment as it is. You
Shitty
know?
leadership. Build
Yeah,
up
you
the-
shouldn't have to deal with that
Yeah.
because you could have done it better on your own, you know. But because of his stupidity and his rank, he is allowed to put you in those fucked up situations, dude.
Yeah.
But you know, you couldn't help it. You did what you did. You manned up, bro. You manned up. You did what you needed to do. It sucks, but I hate that was an added stressor, and it's common. You know, everyone
Yeah.
can relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, it's even your shitty boss.
It was just like,
You know.
the district sub-governor needs a signature. Oh, we need a signature from the governor. We need this. It's like, why can't my fucking commander just come out there and just be like, no. Like, one fucking visit.
Yeah.
Just be like, no, you're gonna fucking move. Or, like, just give us the authority and fucking get rid of this dude. Just be
Yeah.
like, yo, you're fired. Get the fuck out of here and kick his ass out.
Yeah, dude. I think
Yeah, I
it's
can
it's
see
hard to
it.
do that coin type stuff when you're in that type of environment.
Dude, fucking.
You know, if you don't have a foothold, it's kind of hard.
And fucking USAID and everything. I've seen millions of dollars just fucking wasted. On my file alone, we had $89 million worth of fucking construction and improvements going on for, you know, leaving it over to the Afghans after we left. But rule of law people, they want to fucking bring in a library in English. And
What?
or no, excuse me, they wanted to bring in a library and give them their books in Arabic, but they wanted to give them computers in English so that we could bridge cultures.
What?
And there was 14 of them, and it was all going to cost $1 million a piece. So I was just like, man, yo, you're telling me you want to risk fucking $14 million to give a fucking 89% illiterate rate fucking country
Books in
goddamn
Arabic.
books in Arabic that they don't even know how to
Yeah.
fucking read when there's just already
Yeah.
so many different fucking people to begin with between Pashtuns and like,
Yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous.
Do you know what that sounds like to me? Is a promotion. Somebody got promoted off
Yeah,
of
but
that.
you know what? There's
dumb
guys like us that are
idea.
going out there
Well, it's
and
an
risking our
initiative.
lives going
Yeah,
through
trying to
fucking
build
places.
a fucking library in the Korangal
Yeah,
Valley.
that's
Like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't do that.
You're like, you need to build me walls, bro.
Everywhere they want
'Cause I got
fucking their walls.
sandbags.
They
I-
want their walls built around their fucking stupid structure. Man, like they're just so. But making deals with this tribe to snitch on this people, you know, like
Yeah.
dealing with shit like that too.
So do you think that's why you branched out and now you're your own boss, dude? Do you think that's why you're like, you know what, man? I don't need to deal with people that can put me in these fucked up situations anymore. I'm gonna become a tattoo artist, and I make my schedule. I do what I want to do.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
What about your transition led you to being a tattoo artist?
well, when I was over there, like I was sitting there, you know, getting magazines sent to me from my best friend back home, and he was always had the idea that like he would get me into tattooing because he knew I was always into it. Just I never thought I could get into an apprenticeship. So as the years went on, my mentor actually saw me and he's like, dude, you know, I really like your attitude and your motivation to keep just do work. And he said that you were interested in tattooing. I was like, yeah, you know, if I wasn't in the Navy, I mean, I plan on making the Navy a career. But if I wasn't, I'd want to do this. I wouldn't want to fucking answer to anybody else. I'd rather call the shots and be able to set my own tone, be my own boss, and just hit the grindstone nonstop. And he's like, all right, well, come see me when I hit 10 years of tattooing. Well, it's like, I think he was at 6 or 4 years. And at the end of my enlistment, I sit there and was like, you know what, I'm going to fucking get out because they were fucking with my rank so goddamn much. I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm getting out. And my best friend was just like, yo, dude, I'll fucking shack you up at my house and we'll wait till Joe hits 10 years and you can hang out and wait to see if he'll ask you for an apprenticeship. But I think he would, seeing if you were out here, like, not partying and hitting the grindstone. I was like, yeah, absolutely. And my wife and I kind of differed on the decision at the time. So we were hitting rocky patch then too. And I decided to move out to New York anyway. And
what was going through your head? What made you make that decision? Like, hey, I know that I'm there's some stuff that's like, I'm in this rocky situation. I've been, turted out of the Navy, basically. You're just like falling back into society.
And you're a free fall and a half, because even at the end, man, like I was on limb due. Yeah. Right at the end. And, if anyone's ever been on limb due, you're the fucking bastard child of the Navy. Like, I first went to Balboa, right? And I talked to my senior chief, and he's like, oh, awesome, man. I need a fucking combat guy who's going to sit there and put a boot in some of these fucking HN asses. I was like, well, senior chief, like, I'm all about fucking trying to mentor guys and bring them up and let them know, like, the real fucking world that they're about to step into if they get out of here. And he's like, great, you're going to work on a master chief and a commander. That's it. I was like, awesome. Great. He sits there and he's like, oh, you're limb due. I was like, yeah. He goes, can you drive? I was like, senior chief, I drove here today. Of course, I'm not, retarded. Oh, well, I can't put you in a position like that. You're going to have to sit there and drive the blood donor van and down in the blood donor center. I was like, yo, I went from being an LPO,
what the
fucking answering to just a master chief and a commander, and now I'm driving a fucking van.
Oh my god!
And this is after leaving division as a 7th rated corpsman out of division, and he does that shit. And I was like, all right, cool. And then for 4.5 months, I didn't do a fucking thing. I never drove that van once. I never participated in one blood drive. I sat in front of a computer to check in and go to my appointments, and like they always disperse to their blood drive. So like I go to my appointment like 7:30 in the morning, be out by 8, and they're already gone on their blood drive. So I'd sit around till 3 o'clock in the afternoon watching Maury on fucking TV, helping people when they walk in the door. That's what I fucking went to. And then
well, that could be a blessing and a curse, though.
Then they give me my final physical. I got out, and no one really helped me with my transition. Make sure, like, hey, do you have your final physical? Like, I knew to take that initiative for myself because I'm not gonna ever wait for someone to do something for me.
Was there any like moment in all of that it was like it hit you that I'm gonna make the decision to go to New York to do this type?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when they put me in that. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I raised a concern all the way up to the command master chief. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Yeah. I was like, all right, one, they were fucking my rank so much because of my whole IA and like a missed cycle because some Lance Corporal filed it with shit. But after that, I was like, yo, my rank's getting fucked with. Now you guys are sticking me in fucking blood donor center, not doing a goddamn thing when like I'm at least requesting to get put up on a ward. Like let me do something with my job. I can work in an internal medicine clinic and I can take notes and I can report to a doctor. Like I can speed line a process. If I go from internal medicine clinic at Bethesda, the world's largest internal medicine clinic, to fucking Balboa, and I was doing that as a 3rd class, and now I'm a 2nd class with even like combat experience, and you're telling me I can't fucking do anything except drive a fucking van that no one even waits waits for me to do.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
That sucks. You
All
have a
while
lot
I
of.
should be a fucking first class.
I
Yeah.
love free time though.
I mean,
I'd be
dude,
like, dang,
I
this is what you got for me. I got this shit.
I used to just go up on the fucking ward with my homie who was running he was an LPO of a fucking ward, and I would just kick it with him.
Yeah,
and everyone's
dude.
just like, "Don't you have somewhere to be?" I was like, "No one fucking knows where I'm at."
So, do you feel like making the move to New York was like moving in a positive direction
Oh,
for you?
absolutely.
It was like
Because at
'cause, I
that
mean-
point, I felt like the Navy just was not the
Yeah.
path for me anymore. That, like, my back was starting to fucking hurt really bad. My shoulders were fucking hurting. I was just like, you know,
and like you said, like be brought into that apprenticeship, you're like already thinking like, hey, I gotta stop drinking, like all that
oh
stuff.
yeah, no,
You're like making a commitment in that decision to
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, new
hey,
purpose.
I'm gonna go this is like the one thing that's in front of me, right? That's like a positive
Well,
direction. This
even
is a
though me and
good
my
move
wife
for me.
disagreed
Yeah.
with everything,
Yeah.
you know, I was just going to show her, like, look, yes, most people's perceptions of a tattoo artist is that we live and we just sit there and do cocaine and drink and fucking live a fast party lifestyle. Or to me, it's like, no, this is a sacred trade that has been passed down from fucking generation to generation, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. You know, someone has been willing to sit there and take me on to show me what has taken him over 10 years to develop and learn owning a business. And not only that, to do a tattoo and to do it proficiently enough to where you have people come back. Because in tattooing, it's just, to me, like a corpsman's, you know, were to do no harm. You were trying to bang out a solid tattoo for someone for the rest of their lives. You know, I would feel shitty as all hell to just do whatever the fuck you want for $1. You know, to me, that's bullshit. But my mentor instilled me, it's like a sacred tradition that you sit there and put your heart and soul in the tattooing, and you sit there and try and do right by people, and people will do right by you. You know, they always say, you take care of tattooing, and tattooing will take care of you. And so I've always just tried to, again, hit the grindstone. And so when I moved out to Brooklyn, my best friend was like, just trace this book every single day. And so he would go to work, and I would just put on Breaking Bad behind me. And I sit there and just fucking trace away at this book. And he'd come home and he'd inspect it. He goes, that's garbage. Like, your line work is really crappy here. You should sit there and do this. And I was like, all right, cool. And he was kind of like my first mentor, you know, like he just gave me order after order. And he kept me straight because he knew, like, also when I came back from, you know, like, I came back from Afghanistan and then deployed right away. And then came back and I was getting ready to deploy again. But then they sent me to Balboa so I could try and catch up to go back with 1-1. And I was just always geared ready for fucking war. So when I was finally back in Brooklyn, he was there to, like, help me, like, try and transition. You know, he knew when I'd sit there and wake up in the middle of the night because it was a brand new setting and I'm hearing all these fucking cars go by, honking, trains, and, you know, it's a brand new environment.
Yeah.
And also, like, it was a transition of the neighborhood, too, which was not the greatest setting either. It was like, so it used to be nothing but Irish and Italian dudes all in this neighborhood. And then it started to become more Arabic right when I moved in.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, nothing against Arab people or anything. You know, they're Americans. They deserve their right and everything like that. But for me to be around that right afterwards when I've been ready to just, you know, push
Yeah,
and
it could be
push.
problematic, dude.
Yeah, it was very
It
hard,
is,
you
yeah.
know. And
That's why you hear World War II vets like fucking, you know, zipperheads or Japs or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, like
Hey,
they still, I mean,
they remember.
yeah.
They're still woke.
yeah, and that's
Yeah,
the
they
thing,
remember
I
their
don't
buddies
know.
getting executed
Yeah.
when they're prisoner of wars and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
they haven't gone to sleep yet. They're
and
still
they haven't
woke.
really forgave the whole people behind that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just really hard to adjust at first.
Yeah.
But my best friend was there, and tattooing was there.
So you had a
the
battle buddy,
prospect
huh?
the prospect of tattooing, because I was not even an apprentice. But he was just like, dude, just bury yourself in this. And to me, it was kind of like when I was younger and you'd be skateboarding when I was behind a camera. You know, your mind kind of just goes blank. You're lost in the moment, and you're just making something, and you get to see something from start to finish. And this is something that's permanent. It's going to be eventually on someone else. So I just thought that was like a really cool aspect of another way to give to someone else rather than saving a life or anything. Like, you could still do that bedside manner and be part psychologist to people that are just trying to find their way. You know, they want to adorn their body with something. They just want to have good conversations sometimes. You know, it just seemed something more like me, blue collar work that you could just work at and become a symbol in a community. And I felt like you could always just give respect to people, and people come in and give you respect, and you grow with everyone else, and you tattoo someone's fucking kids. And I thought that would be a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I think it's dope, dude. Looking at your artwork, it looks like it's a little bit like old school traditional.
Yeah.
Is that where you hold your roots because of the Navy and how that ties in?
Yeah,
Yeah, do you share that like information to your tattoo people? Like
all
your
the time.
client says you're tattooing them?
Yeah, all the time.
Because some people think it's just flash art, you know, some
Yeah.
Sailor Jerry, like it's just some like whatever, like Cracker Jack type thing, but it's not. There's so much naval tradition there. There's so
big
much
time.
like, dude, that way of life that you're talking about.
How many Navy traditional tattoos do we have between the three of us right now?
Dude, I don't even know.
Shit,
Like,
man.
I have pig,
I don't even know for
pig and
myself.
cock on my feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
We're
don't. Really.
making our own new Navy traditions with the pirate code.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. Because those they didn't know what they were
Yeah.
doing. They're getting on those wooden rickety ass
Dude, I
ships,
got
just
the
posting out into
Rocket
nowhere.
Ages. I got Davy Jones was my best friend's 6th tattoo, color, his first color one.
Hell yeah.
I got my Devil Dock one. I got fucking Sparrow over here. Over here, Clipper ship. Fucking, my Shellback one over here, Popeye. Like, I love it. I mean, fucking join or die on my knuckles. You know, I love the Navy.
join
You know,
or die.
And our,
Yes.
our
Hell yeah.
Service grants you citizenship.
No, I mean,
So
be a
yes,
sailor, and you know it's like being. I mean, it was boring out there what we did on the Mew, but to be out there and know like you're just encapsulated by the sea,
yeah,
and like you know, there's guys that do that every day, and it is dangerous, but you know,
it's a way of life.
That's an aspect of why I'm getting into sailing.
Yeah,
Because over 10 years in the Navy and I never was on a ship.
yeah,
so
man.
I'm like trying to earn my like sailor card. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No,
no, I
seriously, like
understand that,
I
man.
joined it. I wanted to go on a boat. It just never worked out. Like
Same
Yeah.
here.
Like,
Like
yeah.
I didn't care where they sent
Yeah.
me. Like I wanted to go
It's true, it's
greenside
true.
and do all that stuff, but like if I went on a boat, like you make the best of your time, and
Make the,
like dude.
mm-hmm.
Just think about like I don't know, like when I joined the Navy, I thought it was gonna be like Steve McQueen's fucking movie, like you know the Sand Pebbles, where I was gonna be in fucking Hong Kong banging some fucking broad out and sitting there arm wrestling dudes, fucking wearing my cracker jacks,
rolling
you know?
dice. Yeah.
Hey, experiences may vary, huh, Dad?
Yeah, don't worry, hon. You know she costs $2, and you're sitting there just slamming beers, like yeah, bro. Like,
Really, man. I could take you to this place. I'm just kidding. But that chapter's written for you, homie. But
but I mean, life on the sea is you know, it's something. It's a sense of just like being on the side of the fucking mountainside in Afghanistan. It's that solitude of that exhale of feeling of like gratitude and feeling like you're whole, and it feels good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
trying to get on the water as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's definitely healing for me. For
yeah,
sure.
that's good.
And we're about to get on the water, dude. We're about to swim 2,000 meters on that water.
Chilling, doing this,
In
chilling
2
with
days.
him,
Yeah.
chilling with him
Yeah.
the last couple of days.
So we're gonna try and podcast during the during the Raider Challenge.
So like after 4 months of being in Brooklyn, I was like, dude, am I ever actually going to be asked? You know, I've been doing this every single day.
So they have to ask you.
That's
For
the way.
apprenticeship?
Well, yeah, there's people that go and ask, but I was always taught you were asked. That's
Yeah.
how
yeah,
I was taught.
yeah.
So you-
Because
the
it's,
teacher
again,
will find like you.
A teacher chooses you rather than you trying
That's
to.
so
seek out a teacher.
strange,
Yeah.
dude. So you just come there and you're just this second-class citizen in the corner,
Yeah.
drawing repeatedly drawn out of a flash book
Yeah.
until someone comes up and says, "All right, I'll
Yeah.
show you the way."
I think that's awesome.
It is awesome. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to paint the picture.
That's like a great
Like,
way
dude.
to do things. Like, you don't have to teach everybody your craft.
You actually have to earn
Yeah,
and
like-
show
you
your
have to
worth.
earn their
You have to
respect.
show your
earn,
worth
earn to be a
first.
student to that
It,
trade.
it
Like,
felt like being in the military, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Working my way back up the rank. and
Filling out
just saying,
log
like,
books,
hey,
dude. Filling
Yeah,
out
you know,
log
you're
books.
doing that grunt work, like I
hard
said,
work,
doing
yeah.
rover bullshit duty
hard
at Great
work
Lakes.
and you're getting
like,
noticed. It's
Yeah.
like, hey,
Hey,
he might fuck up, but he's a hard worker. Like, I'll
Damn.
take a hard worker any day.
Oh
And
damn,
if they make some mistakes, like, we can deal with that.
that's crazy that
'Cause
all
everybody's
all
gonna make
humans
mistakes,
value
like,
worth,
yeah.
huh?
Well,
That's crazy.
my mentor took note of this, And like he's like, I'm gonna make him wait. And then right at the New Year, he came over to my best friend's house and he's like, yo, so you've been out here for months. He goes, you been out drinking and partying? I was like, no. He goes, what have you been doing? I was like, tell you the truth, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Rob sit there and has been trying to help me out with all this, and he just told me to trace, and so I've been tracing every single fucking day. And he goes, you haven't like stopped at all? I was like, nope. From fucking 8 o'clock all the way to 12, 10 o'clock whenever Rob would get home, I'd be just doing that. And he's like, all right, your wife and your daughter's out in California, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, you did all this knowing that this could all be for nothing. I was like, yeah, but I'm willing to fucking take that shot. And then he goes, all right. And then kept me on. And then January 12th was my fucking introduction to tattooing. That was the day my apprenticeship started.
Hell yeah, man.
January 12th.
Yeah, which is Sailor Jerry's birthday and everything.
No way.
Awesome.
No way.
Yeah.
Google that shit.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just
Where's
messing
our
with him.
producer?
Well, that's too rad. Yeah, Jamie, can you from
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's podcast hook us up?
Sailor Jerry's rubbings over in his right over there.
No shit, dude.
Well,
That's
His gravestone
badass,
rubbing.
man.
Whoa, wow.
That's
Him
cool.
And, another famous tattooer named
So-
Cap Coleman.
Dude, do you think like tattooing old school traditional kind of scratches that itch for you and kind of
Yeah, 'cause
helps
like I
you
said,
validate
it's
your time in the service?
well,
And
in New York, that was like the tattooing was so young before like the 1900s. Like there was traditional tattooing from like guys like George Burchett, and they were in the 1800s. But it really took hold in New York, and that's where I learned in Brooklyn. And like there was this guy named Charlie Wagner. He was pretty much the first or second guy, really. Samuel O'Reilly was the first guy to patent a tattoo machine.
well, no
But,
shit.
like, Charlie Wagner was the second guy, and he was like right around the time. But this was like a real tattoo machine, not like Samuel O'Reilly's. Samuel O'Reilly's was very like Thomas Edison's electro pen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Thomas Edison actually has a role in tattooing even.
Damn.
Yeah, and but Charlie Wagner, he was like the guy who worked down in the slums, and he was a wino, but he was just like, yo, I'm going to tattoo people 5 cents, 25 cents, doesn't matter. And he sit there and he put in fucking work, and he was like drawing and constantly pushing and evolving the craft. He knew like, hey, this is something that could make us money and be a tradesman, but he also took enjoyment out of it, and a subculture started to develop all around there.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, and the circuses started to come into play, and it just bloomed up. And I don't know, I just always loved New York history when it came to tattooing. And so I thought it was really cool to be part of New York's lineage of tattooing, because tattooing in New York is something.
Yeah,
when you
dude. I
have 8
imagine.
million people there, and in Brooklyn alone, you have over 1 million people in the borough. And you have people stacked on stack. My wife and I, we sat on a rooftop. We couldn't go more than 7 seconds without hearing a car horn for a half hour. We were sitting up on a half hour just timing it.
Dude, I couldn't imagine living like that. Could you?
do that, you're
No.
feeling like the rumble of
I need
the
land.
subway, and
Yeah.
you got Chinese people going through your trash, and then you have the crackheads like, yo, my nigga, yo, $1
No way.
Oh yeah, dude, they were selling crack out the side of my daughter's school, and she was in kindergarten.
Damn, dude. Damn.
Yeah.
Kindergartners slinging, yay.
No, I mean like not
No.
kindergarten
Oh,
kids. I
okay,
mean, but
okay.
like kindergarten kids went to the school.
No,
you would
no.
think
That would be hard, though,
you would
dog.
think
Your
that they would have
kindergartners
people.
are slinging rocks.
He's always, yo, my God.
I got you.
But we'd have Bloods, Crips, fucking Latin Kings. You would have crackheads. You would have doctors and lawyers. You would have people from TV coming in, and like you would see people from all walks of life, and you would just try and give a good tattoo. And my mentor just pushed it to where, like, at first when I took on my apprenticeship, I was already tracing for so long, but the first 6 months again, I just traced it every single day.
Yeah, I mean, it's that muscle memory, dude.
Well,
Just
he was
honing
doing
that
and he was
sword back and
breaking me
forth.
in to try and understand, like, hey, if you ever get tired of doing this image, then this isn't the right career for you. You should never be finished at all.
Yeah.
The day you stop learning is the day you should quit.
Hey, it's real talk, dude. That's with life.
Yeah.
That's with life, dude. The day you stop learning, you should just quit.
There's a,
Because you're wasting it.
There's a great poem for this called Athlete Dying Young. And I won't recite it for you because...
It's by Armstrong.
no.
Oh.
Hey, producer, look that up. No, but seriously, Athlete Dying Young, look it up. It's a really good poem about like when is it time to get out of something, and I think it's like if your heart's not in it, you probably like past that time. You should have got out. Like it's basically like being able to project.
Yeah.
There's something we didn't go in and talk about either. You know, it's like when you're there and over there, it's like how many times can you play with fire before you get burned?
Oh, in like Afghanistan
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah.
And that kind of played on my head too because a round actually hit me in the head. So like ever since that day, you know, you sit there and question things a little bit differently. You know, like anyone who has that alive day, you sit there and like, oh fuck, like why am I still fucking walking this earth?
Yeah.
You know. And
Science, bro.
yeah,
Science.
yeah.
That badass helmet saved that ass, dude.
You know, but
it's dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's
yeah, I mean, I
a
wear
perk
it
to having the best gear
Yeah.
on
I
the
wear
face.
it every day as a
Yeah.
reminder, dude.
That's dope, dude.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's so
to
badass.
say like, hey,
That's awesome.
you know, you got to sit there and tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
So let's make today the best. Let me sit there and try and do what I can to put some joy in my daughter's face. Let me try and make a better difference that way than, you know, talking to the rest of the fucking world because I can't deal with them anymore.
Yeah, man. I think it's another great option, man. Like the off-road thing.
Yeah.
You know, you get to kind of control. You get to let that energy out. Tattooing, you get to express yourself in the way that you want to, and you don't have to say anything.
And
you know,
as a corpsman, continuing to, like he said, taking his approach to it, his mindset in that relationship that you're building, like kind of like the patient-provider relationship. It's the tattooer and the tattooee like relationship. And
Yeah.
I can see the similarities there and why.
Yeah, I
Like,
built like some really good friendships out of it. I mean, right over there is an example, you know.
we got a live audience today for the Dangerzone podcast.
we'll give him something
So,
in honor of Oprah. He
yeah.
gets something.
We're giving away this glass.
But no, I mean, like that's the thing. Like I've developed people, older guys, even you know, like they're in their 60s, and they're just like, "Hey, man, you want to get a beer? Yeah, sure, let's go do it." It's cool to sit there and develop that closeness with your clients because, like you said, when you're doing that, you're marking someone for the rest of their lives, and they know what it feels like of you giving it to them as well. And it develops this closeness that you're just like you're forever entwined somehow. You know, like you get to watch that tattoo age with that person afterwards, and you always want to sit there and deliver and hope that it ages really well to where that they're happy for the rest of their life. You know, you just really want to sit there and give back to someone that way.
It's even like connected beyond you. Like,
Yeah.
Like
to the,
electrically.
to the other, like to
It's
the other
electrically
tattooers
connected.
that like. So I've been tattooed by like several different people, you know.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you'll show up and they'll be like, "Oh, sweet," and you just look at the other tattoos, and they're like, they can like recognize somebody's style sometimes. They're like, "Oh, that's probably somebody," and then or if you tell them, they're like, "Yeah, that's definitely," and it's like this connection beyond it. The connection that the tattooers. It's almost like you're a walking
I'm good,
message to
Yeah.
other people. You know, you're sending a message. Like in some way, that tattoo is like a symbol on your body that's like it's sending some type of message.
Yeah, it's a symbol
You know,
of you.
It's up
you
to the
know?
people to like interpret.
I always say
it,
different strokes, different folks.
Yeah.
You know, but it's cool to see. Like I'm not into every single image I tattoo, but sometimes some of the images that I'm not into sometimes turn out to be a really cool tattoo to do though too. Because like you're like, oh, it's not my style, whatever. You kind of treat them like a customer that you have no attachment to, and sometimes like I know it's kind of hard to explain where you know they may give you a hard time sometimes. You're just not feeling it, but once you get into the tattoo process, again, you're just like, all right, forget all that bullshit. Like I didn't have a great interaction with you. Now I have to sit there and provide like a stellar work. And then when you start talking with people while you're doing it, you actually can sometimes flip flop and just be like, you know what, that person actually was a really good, genuine person. And I can't believe that I was even so quick to judge. And it makes you kind of self-reflect sometimes, and it makes me want to sit there and dive harder into it to know, like, it's not all about me. It's not. This whole world's not all about us. You know, it's about everything. And so stop always trying to think selfish and maybe think about what else I can do to give to someone else in tattooing and give back to tattooing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. That's cool, man. Like throughout your whole story, and since I've known you, you know, you've been always real passionate. As you can see, like the Navy golden shellback certificate, which, you know, I guess
on
that's
the wall behind
crossing the timeline and the equator, right, or something. You know, I don't know. I got the same thing, but like I said, I don't know it as much as I should.
Right there, dude.
But dude, yeah, you found your why, dude. You knew why in the very beginning you were going to do all this. You knew you wanted to tattoo. You didn't know how, right? But you said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. You took that step forward. You know, you took a step in that direction. You jumped over to New York where you're like, fuck, man. It's a strain on my wife, my child. They're selling crack outside of her school, but I got to fucking do this. And you showed up humbly, bro. You showed up humbly fucking tracing pictures.
You just got to do it.
Tracing pictures, dude, every day you kept taking one more step forward, like towards progress, and you're like, fuck. And the next thing you know, someone said, hey, this dude's ambitious, he's going somewhere, I can see he's dedicated, I want to follow him, or at least help guide him on his path. And he came up, you're a printer, you know, you got your apprenticeship, came in, started showing you the way, giving you that freedom to step up, dude. And you kept, the whole time, your why stayed the same. You knew you wanted to be a tattoo artist. You knew this is way of expression.
I gotta follow through to her too, to let her know, like, if this is what I'm gonna do to support us, like, I can't ever
Oh,
waver,
for sure,
you know?
right? Yeah. Got to be sold out for sure, right?
And,
All in. Yeah.
like, you know, like you said, also realizing that transition period was still different. Like, I still don't feel like I'm connected with regular society.
Yeah.
But you sit there and slowly work yourself in, and I felt tattooing's always been there for those harder moments when, like, you're just pissed off at the fucking world and trying to deal with shit.
Yeah, for sure. Because all that shit's static at the end.
Yeah.
This is extra noise in where you want to be.
Mhm.
Where you want to be is hearing that
But I mean, I'm
gun
saying,
just
like, I know
going
there's a lot
at
of
1,000
guys who
RPMs a
come
minute.
back who just don't have an outlet
Yeah.
like that, and I think that it's always great where you can, because it is scientifically proven. You know, like in the medical field, we sit there and look at these kind of things, and I'm lucky to sit there and have an outlet like tattooing, where you can sit there and create art therapy kind of thing for me. I just wish other guys could sit there and always think and know that there's always something else out there
Something. Yes.
than to just, you know, pull back the fucking hammer and fire. You know, and that's it, because it kills me when I sit there and know dudes who are sitting there offing themselves because they feel like there's no other way.
Yeah. There's always something else. There's always a move you can be making to better in your fighting position, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little tinkering the whole time. You got to tinker your life away.
Yeah.
And
I always like to sit there and throw a finger up to the Reaper anyway. Just like, "Oh, motherfucker,
Yeah,
I'm going to
fuck
take your
that.
job one day. You ain't
fuck
taking
that.
me
If
yet."
he comes for me, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
the
what
way
we
to
do as barbarians.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. As a warrior, you
Or
gotta
you're
do-
just like, take me. I've done all that I can do in this life.
Yeah.
Like, on to the next dimension, dude. I'm at my peak, and that's why we're face to face, dude. I'm the best dude that's ever been to this point, and that's why you're here to
Yeah.
try and take me,
But
dude.
then when he tries to insert that sick line, you just grab it from him and then just take his head off.
Bro.
And then you have a skull to drink from. Do you know the Danish? That's why they say skull when they say cheers. It's literally, it means like drinking from my enemy's skull.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's pretty fucking cool that that's still
Yeah,
in
it
there,
is,
like
dude.
pop culture.
Yeah,
There's
big
there's
Bella Wood,
there's
man.
Danish liberals who are probably like skull, and they like they don't realize that they're just savage as fuck when they're doing it.
Yeah, well, we're over here saying cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, man. But dude, yeah, I think your mindset is like keeping that constant mindset, that hard work. Like people sometimes, I get a lot of questions online about like taking, you know, selection processes, you know, what the physical requirements is, like how high do I have to score?
just determination, man.
Score the highest,
Just
like
go
possible,
after it.
like as much as your body's capable of, because guess what? People can pass the bare minimums all the time.
Even not only that,
Like,
the
you could-
limit you set for yourself, sometimes you'll be
Yeah.
crazy to see that you can far exceed them.
You can skate by, but I've never seen a situation where you're showing up in hard work and it doesn't get like, you don't get what you put in, like input output. What are you putting into your job? Are you just there?
Yeah.
Like, did you just try and make it and now you're like, where's all my Cry Precision gear and my Gold Suite? Like, or are you helping out with every working party, filling sandbags, all that stuff? Like, And that's how you're going to be remembered. People are going to remember you as somebody who just passed the bare minimum, never helped out, like, you know, never helped the team, you know?
I always felt
Like, do you want to be that guy, or do you want to be somebody with a mindset of you're getting picked up for the things you want to get into? Big people in that world are noticing it and saying, hey, all right, I'm going to come mentor you and give you this apprenticeship. Like, which way do you want to take it in life?
Hell yeah.
It's a decision.
Oh, that's true.
Like I said, I owe everything to my mentor. You know, giving me a way of life, a trade. His name is Joe Kenya. And him giving me a way to provide for my daughter, like, that means the world to me. That, you know, most people overlook something like that when it's given to them. But I think that when you are that mentor and apprentice, you develop a bond that lasts a lifetime, and you sit there and carry it on to where maybe one day, if I ever choose to have an apprentice, I mean, I don't plan on it, but
That battle buddy, bro.
yeah, you know, but also to pass it on, and it's that oral history, just like we have with our FMF pin, you know, like, and to understand what it's like for fucking guys before us.
Yeah.
Because we stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
You know, we sit
The
there and
lob
gotta carry
volley
on
boys.
that torch.
The lob volley boys,
Back in like,
dude.
Well, like,
back in,
you know-
like Spanish, like American wars and stuff,
Yeah.
dude.
Just pretty much carrying, bailing out buckets
But
of
just
blood.
general leadership
so they
too,
don't
like
sink.
what we always expected, you know, to set that high bar. It's like you want to transform that on to the next generation of dudes, because, you know, the military is a revolver to begin with, and so you've got to set a culture within your own aid station and be like, hey, yo, that's your fucking brother. You go out with him on the weekends, like, and you sit there and make sure he's all right. Like, you check on and see if his wife is, you know, if he's two-timing her, you know, or she's two-timing him and stuff. Like, be a brother. And everyone worked hard when I was, like,
Returning cookies,
around
bro.
shit like that. And guys are excited to come to work at that point in time, you know? I think it's all about that brotherhood of the Navy and the Marine Corps. And you got to sit there and embrace it and pass on that culture and that whole history onto the next generation. I feel like that's the same way with tattooing.
Yeah.
You know? Because
Well,
it's so crazy to see it evolve, but yet still stay the same.
Yeah. Dude. So when are we getting tattooed?
Yeah, that is the
Well,
true
yeah.
next question, dude.
Yeah. So write in the comments what Steve and I are going to get another matching tattoo. We have like 3 pseudo matching tattoos
I wish I
already.
had the sheet of flash, man. I
Yeah.
actually did a fucking Raider one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I thought it would be cool to show you guys, but I'll have to try and get a picture from my mentor. I actually gave it to him over at the shop.
Oh, nice.
So he actually has it hanging in Brooklyn Ink.
Oh,
it's like
awesome.
The fucking right up there.
Oh, cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got a couple lined up. I like the machine gun one. That was
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Heavy metal!
Yeah, that's it, dude. I think I like it, dude. I'm not sure who the artist is that did it. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
You know, meet him if he's in there, but it's probably
Write in
some
the
old school
comments
flash.
What should we get? Unicorns?
You're gonna tag links to these pictures or what? Are you
Yeah.
gonna post them on your Instagram?
I might need to get a Reddit
Yeah.
thing going so people can post picture ideas.
Get a
What
blog
we should
going
get.
too for the vlog?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
YouTube comment
This is all
section's not
coming.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking the Dangerzone to the next level.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
if you want to apply for internship, I might throw you some scraps from the table and
Let you come on this journey.
yeah, and maybe some travel included.
Yeah, dude. If we had someone to fly the drone for us at the
Yeah.
Raider Challenge on Saturday, that'd be so
Submit your
dope.
applications if you want to live a rad life,
Yeah. That pirate code, dude.
dude. Bobby,
Hey, thank you for having
dude,
me, brother.
yeah, no, it's been awesome. Like hearing some of your story, it's been, you know, it's gnarly, but it's also a good example of somebody like turning that, you know, frown upside down and making some positive moves in his life with like conviction and hard work and dedication. Hey, that's a good model.
Yeah.
It's worked.
He's
It's
doing
worked
all
for
right.
people.
Hard
Yeah,
work.
yeah. And I mean, it's a constant, you know, life is long. You know, you're always going to be faced with adversity, but what are you going to do with it? You
Like
know?
you said, be that guy that runs towards the bullet, man. That's
Yeah.
me. You just got to tackle the task and try and keep pushing. And tomorrow, hopefully, sit there and, like I said, new start to the day. because the next day ain't guaranteed. So you just gotta hammer it that day, and that's it.
Hell yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. And guys, until next time, I'd like to sit down and have another podcast
Oh yeah,
in the future. So
we'll do it while we're tattooing.
yeah, we'll get that.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Boom, done.
Peace.